What would bring and keep your manifestations in your life? Hello and welcome to Titanium Talar's Tarot, and today I will be doing another insight, alright? All about keeping your manifestations, okay? So today I was at church and what they were talking about approximately is that your belief in something is what's going to manifest something in your life and keep it there. All right. Now, they were also talking about how once you ask for it, act like it is done. All right. I'm sure you've heard it, but no, not a lot of people understand why that's what they say. Now, the reason why I'm gonna use my example for this. So, for those of you who are aware, I was hit by a car when I was 19. And it took some time, but I got better from it. And I remember giving myself the initial time, like the initial hurdle of having completed all the work I need to do to get back to normal in 5 years. That was the objective I had given myself. Now, it took me much more than 5 years. It took me 7 in reality, but I acted as if I was reaching that goal, and I was going to, not that I was going to, for the 5 years time, that for the first 5 years, I was like, I am going to achieve this goal. I am. And I'll do everything possible to get there. So, and when I got to the 5-year mark, I was like, I'm not quite exactly where I want to be. All right, so I'm going to give myself a week to like be in a pity party of like, I'm not at my objective yet, type of thing. And, but it didn't even last a day, and I was like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like it. All right, so if I don't like this feeling, I'm not going to stick in it. And if I'm not going to stay in it, I'm going to work towards getting better, no matter how long it takes. And it actually took me 2 more years to get back to what I was before. Well, not completely, but in what seemed to be normal. Right? So it was my belief in my recovery that allowed me to get all these good, how should I phrase it? All these good results post accident. Now, if I would have remembered every single time I tried something out, like just outside of my comfort zone, that I wouldn't be able to do it, do you think I'd be able to do it? I would not be able to do it. But thank God I thought that I can do it. Just push my boundary just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. That's all I needed. And that's what I did. So basically, if I always thought to myself, oh my God, I'm going to reach a hurdle and it's going to take me longer and longer and longer to get over this hurdle, it would have taken me longer to get over the hurdle. But I didn't think of the hurdle. I just thought of, or I didn't think how long it would take me to get over the hurdle. I just thought of getting over the hurdle. The challenge or the thing that was right in front of me. That's all I thought about. As I said, it took me 7 years to get through the initial phase. And so when I tell you that it wasn't a smooth recovery, it wasn't, right? There were a lot of ups and downs, and that's the reason why it took me 7 years. Not only that, because also you need to remember that, well, I don't know if you know this, but neurons are not like any other cell you have in your body, right? So let's say you get a bruise on your arm. In about a week, it's gone, right? But a bruise on your brain never leaves. It is always there. And so what does that mean? It means that you've killed neurons. And neurons, you can't regenerate neurons. But what you can do is create new connections between neurons. And that takes time. So when they say act as if until you get there, or not, that's not the exact wording, like act in a way that will lead you to that confirmation with the car revving. I don't know if you heard it. Until you get there that way, it's just so that you can reprogram your mind to think those thoughts, to act in that certain way. Because until the connection's not made, if you stop halfway, the connection will never be made. And it will always just be the halfway point. That kind of sucky. And so I understand how people are like, how can I act as if until I get there? It's just annoying, and it takes some. And if I take my example, if I had to act as if for 7 years, do you think that was fun? Do you think I had some moments of like, oh my God, I don't feel like it? I did. I really did. And I can assure you that 7 years of, oh my God, I'm going to push the boundary more is not the funnest thing to do. Especially that this happened right when I was in college. When all my friends were outside partying, I was working on my therapy. I was doing my homework. I was doing this. I was doing that. Or in university, everybody was partying. And I was like, sorry, I can't. I mean, it's not the funnest thing. Well, actually, the not being able to go to parties, that was in university. For the college thing, I had to go a little, like, go outside, go into public, and try to hone my social awkwardness back in, if you would like. But I continued on doing it. So what I definitely needed was to have faith that I would get there. Now, when you're on your way, you don't see the fact that, like, if you don't have depth of vision, if you don't see the end result that you want to create and why you're going through all these tough times to get to that thing that you want to create, if you don't do that exercise, you're going to lose hope and fast. But because I had an end goal in mind, and because I had that vision in my mind, I was able to stay on the course and go towards it, even though I knew that some things I'd rather not do. I'd rather go out with my friends, or I'd rather have friends, depending on what it was, right? At some point, I had to, like, distance myself from people. It wasn't the best. I remember at some point, this was in 2015, right? I need to really double down on my studies in university, because my grades were like failing. I was failing drastically, so much so that the university sent me a letter saying that if I didn't bring up my grades, I would be kicked out. I was like, no. And so shit hit the fan at that point, is what I'm getting at. So that's what I mean when I say act as if it is already yours. Do what it takes to get there. Now, right now, it's murky waters. I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm not sure what I'm doing. But I'm slowly but surely, in French we say patauger. So patauger, I think. It's like you're like how to say, like kids who can't feel the bottom of the pool and are like, oh my god, just making like splashes all over, not for fun, but because they can't touch the bottom. I don't know why I'm doing this in any case, but that's what I mean. It's when you don't have that sure footing, right? That you know towards what you're working, you are going to kind of dissipate and go farther from your end goal. But when you know what you're working towards, and you know what you are, like, what you want to achieve, then it'll be much more easier. But acting as if is not something that comes easy, especially when the manifestation does not happen like instantaneously. So take my example. of what happened to me after I got hit by the car and me not seeing any results, like neurologically speaking, and still doing it anyway because I knew that if I continued doing it at some point, it will bear fruit. So just do it until you bear fruit. I mean, until it bears fruit, because I mean, literally, I think I'm gonna have to like show you guys what I looked like right after my accident, because it's like night and day, night and day, right? Or should I say right after I woke up from my coma, because it was night and day. Like from then to now, it's like night and day. You like if you did not know that that was the same girl, you'd be like, huh, what happened? What's the difference? Why were you like that then, and why are you like this now? Intriguing. So what will you do next time you're in front of a big colossal difficulty? Let me know.